So a few weeks ago, I posted on social media that my dad passed, and I had to pause the Minute Mastery podcast because we are first human beings before we are creators, before we're entrepreneurs, before we are podcasters. When I recorded this episode a few weeks back, it had only been a few days and everything was still very raw. So I decided to leave the message as it was because the lesson is just as true today. Life doesn't go according to plan. Sometimes grief, loss, unexpected challenges forces us to pause. And that is exactly what this episode is all about. When life gets in the way of the plans that you've made. And I hope this episode encourages you wherever you find yourself today. So if you've ever wondered what happens to your business when life completely falls apart, then this video is for you. A few days ago, I lost my dad. It's still hard to say those words out loud. Grief is strange even when you can see it coming. Nothing really prepares you for what is coming up next. One moment you are answering messages or making breakfast, and the next you are overwhelmed by memories. Your mind isn't where it normally is. Your energy disappears. Even simple decisions becomes very difficult. For a moment, I asked myself the same questions many business owners ask. Do I just stop everything? The thing is, part of me wanted to. I'm in the middle of publishing my next children's book. My illustrator is already working. The final editing still needs to be completed. There are files to review, decisions to make, emails to send, and deadlines that don't want to disappear simply because life became painful. Normally, I'm active across several social media platforms. This time, I couldn't do that. I paused everything except for trends. And there is a reason for that. Before everything happened, I had noticed something important. My audience on Threads were responding more than anywhere else. The conversations were genuine. The women were opening up about the books they had in their hearts for years. They were asking questions. They were looking for help. So instead of trying to keep up on every platform, I made one decision. I will keep showing in just one place. Not perfectly, just consistently. There were days when I couldn't reply to everyone. Honestly, there are still messages waiting for me. Instead of feeling guilty, I created a simple system. I sent a short message that said something like, "Hello, thank you so much for your message. I'm currently grieving the loss of my dad, so my responses may be slower than usual. Thank you for your patience. I'll get back to you as soon as I can." That one small message did two things. First, it let people know I didn't ignore them. Second, it removed the pressure I was putting on myself to be everything to everyone. You cannot do everything to be everything to everyone. And that is when I was reminded of one of the biggest productivity lessons I've learned over the years. You cannot do everything. You don't have to. This is where the 80-20 principle became more than just a business strategy, it became a survival strategy. The idea is simple. So instead of asking which few things matter most right now, so around 20% of your efforts often produce 80% of your results. So instead of asking, how do I keep everything going? I started asking, which few things matter most right now? For me, that looked like this: publishing my next book because the project was already ongoing, keeping the conversation going on Threads because that is where my audience were engaging the most, replying with honesty instead of disappearing. Everything else could wait. The perfectly edited reels could wait. The daily Instagram post could wait. The extra project could wait. Because in a season of grief, protecting your energy isn't laziness, it's wisdom. Maybe your situation isn't grief. Maybe you are caring for aging parents. Maybe you are supporting your children. Maybe you are dealing with illness. Maybe your life simply feels overwhelming. Whatever your season looks like, here is what I want you to remember. You don't have to keep doing everything you used to do. Find your essential 20%. Protect it. Let the rest wait until you have the capacity again. One focused hour is better than 8 exhausted ones. One meaningful conversation is better than 10 rushed post. One platform you can consistently show up on is better than 5 platforms where you are burning yourself out. Burnout is a crime. My business didn't stop, but it did slow down, and that is okay. And because this season isn't about building faster, it's about building faithfully, my dad believed in hard work, kindness, and staying faithful to what mattered. I think he will remind me that consistency doesn't always look loud. Sometimes consistency simply means taking the next small step when your heart is heavy. So that is what I'm doing right now. I'm finishing this book. I'm showing up where I can. I'm serving the women who trust me one day at a time. If you're walking through a difficult season, I would love to hear from you. What is one thing you're choosing to keep moving forward, even if everything else has to slow down? Leave me a comment in the comment section. And if this video has encouraged you, subscribe to this channel. Every week I share practical strategies to help midlife women finally write and publish the book they've been carrying in their hearts for years. Remember this, life doesn't always go according to plan, but progress is still possible, one faithful step at a time. And thanks for tuning into the Minute Mastery Podcast. If you have found this episode helpful, please share it to someone who could use more time in their day. And remember to subscribe. Check out the links in this episode show notes and leave us a review. Until next time, you are in control of your time and you've got this.